Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Dream Girl Trucking Channel. I'm your host or hostess. I prefer to be called hostess because like a lot of men these days, I enjoy being a girl. I guess that was a terrible reference to that awful boxing fiasco that happened in the Olympics. Can y'all believe that? You know, that guy just got in there and pounded that girl, and man, that's just heartbreaking. She was out for the count, you know. I don't blame her. It's no fun being, I guess, hit by a guy. Not that I would know, thank God. So anyway, Dream Girl Trucking Channel is for anybody who has a dream or who's working on a dream or who's living their dream. And so it's not about girls at all. It's just a name of a channel. So here I am, and today I want to talk to you about lease purchase. Oh, so many people hate lease purchase, but not me. I like lease purchase. And y'all probably wonder why I like lease purchase. Well, it's because I guess I'm the type of person, and there's a lot of people like me out there, which is why lease purchase is so popular. I'm never going to get money saved up for a down payment and then 10 or 20 extra $1,000, laying around to go out and buy one truck. And, and then when you do have one truck, when it's down, you're out, and that's it. Just one breakdown can literally put you out of business. And these are machines. And we all know, because we drive them, that they break down all the time. There's always either something going wrong or they need some type of maintenance. So, when you put all these miles on them, of course, it's not like your little four-wheeler that you used to commute to and from work, 15 or 30 minutes or even an hour each way, per day. No, we're just racking up the miles. And so we're racking up the problems right along with it. So here's the thing about ownership and lease purchase. Lease purchase is good because it can let you realize your dreams without having all of that money already in the bank to back you up. And not only that, but you're usually working for a company, and so you're kind of like learning the ropes while you're buying. If anything goes wrong, you just walk away. You don't lose your house. You don't lose your car. You don't lose your spouse because you've made bad decisions and they can never believe in you again, blah, blah, blah. I really like lease purchase, okay? But I think that a lot of you people are doing it wrong. You are thinking about it wrong. You're starting with just one truck, and I don't think you should. I want you to all think about these foreign companies that come over here, and they're making it big. And they're doing lease purchase. They have empires. Look how many super ego trailers you see out on the road. They're not little. And they're all spawns of other foreigners who come over here to work for those foreigners, and they see the business plan, and they see it, they recognize it immediately. It makes great sense. Not only that, it makes such great sense that look at Hirschbach, look at John Christner. They were built on lease purchase by selling trucks like that to people, and they have fleets, huge fleets of no company drivers. And John Christner, I know they've tried it, and then they've cut it out, and then they've tried it again. I think it's still going at this time. So they've got a few. But think about this too. Schneider, Prime is mostly lease purchase as well. But Crete and Swift, Knight, they all offer lease purchase. If lease purchase was bad business, they wouldn't be offering it. I mean, I know we think we always know so much about everything, but these are people in the industry that live and breathe profit. That's what they do. That's all that they do. That's what they're all about. And we all know that because we work for them. So, I think that lease purchase is a great thing. And, and if you can't afford to buy one or two trucks, then you should lease purchase from some place where they will let you do the lease purchase and put your driver in there. Because even if you're not making money off of that driver, that's a great tax write-off, and in the end, you'll own the truck. So even, what have you got to lose? Even so, what have you got to lose? That's what I'm trying to say. And so the arguments that I hear against it are, oh, somebody's going to come tear up my truck. Well, yeah, probably so. It's not going to be in pristine condition. That's just the way it is. But it's still going to hold value. Look, if that was a problem, everybody else that I just named off would not be doing lease purchase. So, I know at John Christner, they went through the trucks and we had to inspect them, and they inspected them when we turned them in. And it was made clear to us that until you get your truck paid for, you don't drill holes in it. You don't rip vinyl off the walls, things like that. And, you'll see the truck every once in a while. And, you somehow have to figure out how to do that. And because there's many ways, and most of them have their own shop, or like when I was the last lease purchase I did for that guy, that Russian mafia guy, he got into my truck several times. He would meet me at the shop, and I'd have to give him a ride back over to the office or whatever. And, I think he was in my truck 2 or 3 times. So, he knew that I was taking care of it. But even if you're just in there, once every 3 to 6 months or for an annual inspection, you can get in there and you can check your truck and you can fire the driver, because there's somebody else waiting to get into that lease purchase, waiting to get that opportunity of ownership. A lot of drivers don't even want to own the truck that do lease purchase. They just want the tax write-offs. Hey, we're out here anyway, so why shouldn't we be able to write off all of our meals and everything else? And that's the way that they look at it. Everybody's going to look at it different. But the point is that it is the best business plan for growing your business and growing it fast. So, I can only talk about what I know. And I do know that the guy that I worked for, the last lease purchase guy that I worked for, because he's a little guy, he had 14 trucks and he'd been in business for 3 years. So, he had a good dispatcher, a dispatcher who was dedicated to just his trucks. She just worked for him. She made a percentage, and there were 2 other ones. So there were 3 of them all together. And that's the way to go. There's so many people who are also wanting to dispatch, and they're just individuals who want to dispatch, and they will dispatch for a small percentage. And the more trucks you have, you could put a ceiling on it so that they're not getting, too much into your profits. But like I said, hey, even if you're not making but a few bucks a month off of your truck, you still have your truck at the end. That's what you're doing. You're growing your fleet. And there's so many ways to do it. There was one video I watched on YouTube, and they were talking about how they lease all their trucks through Ryder. And as a matter of fact, I've got a friend who just went to work for Artur, A-R-T-U, it's not Arthur, it's Artur. And so they are owned by Polish people, and it's lease purchase. And but their trucks are all leased from Penske. So what they're able to offer their drivers, and they tell them up front, you will never own this truck. And they have drivers, and you've seen how many Artur trucks are out there. There's a ton of them. And it also helps that they've got a lot of trailers, but you don't see their trailers driving down the road without a truck attached to it. So that's what I'm saying. They've got hundreds of trucks. Hundreds of people want to lease, knowing they'll never own the truck. So there's just so many ways to do this. And the way that they do it is that if you don't drive for a week, you don't have a truck payment. They don't take anything out for your maintenance because you have no maintenance because your truck is leased. So that's included in the lease. So that's appealing to a lot of people because a lot of us know that once they take that money out of our check for whatever they want to call it, maintenance, tires, escrow, whatever, we're never going to see it again. We're not. They're going to find a way to keep it. Which leads me to the next thing. Just because you do lease purchase doesn't mean you have to do it in a predatory manner. Like, I really did not think that when I worked for John Christner, I did not think that they did that in a predatory manner. They gave us the fuel surcharge, and they passed on their fuel discount to us. So it wasn't bad. We did not have forced dispatch. And so, and with Arthur, if the dispatcher doesn't have anything, you can get your loads off the load board. So you can let your people do that because, you're going to find somebody who's hungry and wants to take care of the truck. And, boom, they're off and running and you're going to make money. And so that's who you want. So, find a way to do that. Offer a mentorship program, and not a stupid one either. That was the thing. I thought when I went to work for John Christner, oh boy, a mentorship program. They're going to help me succeed. But they did not. They had like 5 or 6 people who were quote unquote mentors, and you could call them, but they were drivers. And the way John Christner was, you're going to deliver during the day 1 minute, and at night you're the next minute. Just depends. So I'd call these people when I had a question and I couldn't get through to any of them. So your mentor needs to be somebody who's going to be able to answer the phone during the day. And so that would be important. And they need to know about your finances and how to maximize your fuel mileage and things like that, the things that you need to succeed in a business. And so even if you have to put a mentor on payroll, you might be able to afford that, but I think that you should be able to find someone who wants to do the lease purchase, and you tell them, hey, there's a $50 a week bonus for you being a mentor to 5 other drivers, but you have to answer the phone, something like that, and things like that. So there's just tons of ways to do it. You can do it fair. You can realize your dreams while helping other people realize theirs. You can do it in a good way. So, a lot of foreigners think Americans are stupid. Well, in this manner, I think that we are, because we're more worried that there might be some damage done to our truck than we are in actually getting out there and building a business. And even though times are tough right now, you may be able to go someplace to one of the megas that will let you have drivers in your truck and run under their MC or whatever, but you got to be smart about your money. And, I'm thinking something like, just you drive your truck that you've got leased, that you're lease purchasing, and whatever they drive, your drivers, let's say you have 2 drivers on there that are lease purchase, and so you got 3 trucks that you're lease purchasing from the mega. Well, why can't you just put their profits away in savings? You don't need them. You're living off of yours. So, there's ways to succeed, and you've got to write a good business plan if you want to purchase a truck. And because they're not wanting to give us trucks these days because everybody's going out of business. So that's going to be over. So start working on your business plan right now. We are in these trucks, and they make a media cord. I'm not sure what it's actually called. I think there's a different name for it. But it's got the one long prong that plugs into your phone where your earbuds would go before they were Bluetooth. So both ends look the same, and one plugs into a hole in your FM stereo, and the other one plugs into your phone so you can listen all day long. You go to YouTube, you get your playlist, your watch later playlist. And when you're parked and you put everything on there that you want to learn about, we can go to college, we can go to school all these 70 hours a week or whatever it is, that we work. We can learn. And, people don't, what is that saying, you guys? People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. So, start learning. Learn about how to write a business plan and accounting, and other drivers who do lease purchase, or owner operators have advice on YouTube about how to find drivers, recruit drivers, retain drivers. So, you can learn everything that you need to learn on there. So stop wasting your time and just driving around, getting fat and growing hard arteries. I mean, really, dream a dream and then go for it. Start living it out. Get it done. So that's all for now. And I guess thanks for tuning in. Put a like at the bottom, and I will visit with you guys again whenever I get the chance. Bye.